everybody. Okay, so I'm working on my Christmas collection, and I started my, isn't this cute? It's like a peppermint, I'm going to make a peppermint candy flower arrangement. And I bought this vase at the, actually I didn't buy it. I bought the vase at a thrift store in this top bowl, and then I put them together, and then I'm painting them right now, and I'm touching up with the white. But anyways, what I want to talk today is let's talk about boys. Don't we love that? Don't we love talking about boys? I want to tell you something. You know, it's so hard these days because girls, dating has changed. People hang out now. And whenever I say you should date lots of people, they're like, oh, that means you're a slut. And well, yeah, if you're sleeping with a lot of people. But dating a lot of people doesn't make you a slut. Dating should be for finding out what you like about other people and making a list. That's what it is. No one wants to get married or even act married at 16. Why would you want to act married at 16? Marriage is great, but it comes with responsibilities and you know, and sex brings consequences, good and bad. Feels good, but also you're doing what the acts of creating life. So there's responsibility in that, and it needs to be done in a mature way. And I believe you wait till you're married, of course. Now, I want to show you a picture. So what you want it to me? Well, not to me. This is just facts. If you ask men, that's the truth. It's like they're okay having girls chase them and do stuff for them, but you can tell the girl that they really like. And so my brother, I have a brother named Steven. This is him right here. That's him now. He's older. But in high school, he was the deal. Like, even his teachers, adult women, I figured it out when I went to a performance. He's a drummer and a singer. And I went to a performance at St. Augustine High School, and they're all screaming for him. And I noticed that the teachers are screaming for him. That's how he graduated, by the way. Just so you know. Technically, he shouldn't have graduated. But, by half a credit, but some teachers got together and said, we like this boy. I'm just telling you, that's facts. But anyways, he had many girls that liked him. Many, many, many girls. But he had this one favorite that he respected. That's the girl he wanted to take to prom. That's the girl he wanted to do things for. That's the girl he wanted to be seen with the most. That's the girl that he thought about the most. That's the girl that he thought there could be, you know, longer term, more of a future, I guess is the right word. Now it's not ended up marrying. He went out west and found his other wife, his real wife. But this girl, I'm just saying, I could tell as his sister, and I was an older sister. He's next to me. Well, we have a brother in between us that passed away, but he's next to me in the lineup, and living in the lineup. And I noticed it. I noticed, wow. There's a big difference there. So you have to decide if you want to be the girl that gets some random guy's attention after you do all the work, like you're trying, making all the effort, or do you want the attention of a lot of different guys who boys like to chase. Once the chase is up, they lose something. That's the truth. Ask a man. I don't know if I would ask a boy, because boys don't want to give up their free ticket to get what they want. Now, let me tell you, I say this out of experience. Scott Peterson was a Showtime boy, and also I love him. And when he was a teenager, I said, be careful when you're French kissing, which French kissing is tongue kissing. I don't know if y'all call it that now, so I know I'm old, so forgive me. But I said, because I know you're thinking about sex, and then what are you going to do with all that energy? He goes, Miss Pam, we're not thinking about sex. And I'm like, I know that you are. I'm married, and I know what I'm thinking about when I'm tongue kissing. He's like, no, you're not. No, it's not. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm like, well, be careful when you do, because you're putting yourself in a position. Like, make sure you're in the light, around people. Like, if you do that in a dark room, you might put yourself in a bad situation. And you don't want your, pecker picking your forever person. So, anyways, well, when he got married, he he flew in for a surprise birthday party thing. Not party, but we did like a day out with Michael Hardy. And he told me, after of course he's mature and he's married now, and he's like, you know, when you told us that we were thinking about sex when we were French kissing, I'm like, yes, of course I do. And he's like, well, that's true. And I'm like, duh, I don't need that validation from you. I knew that when I said it the first time. But he was just like, it's true. That's what they think about. Now, you can tell a difference from a guy who respects you and wants to chase you and do things for you, because they make a big effort. Boys like to jump through hoops. And in fact, they value you more. Isn't that weird? They value you more. Not playing hard to get. Now make sure there's a big difference. I'm not saying tease. That's not what this is about. This is about authenticity and being real about it. You know, if you are, and I'm sorry, girls, I'm just going to say it straight and hope this doesn't offend anybody, but you know me, I got a mouth. But there are no boys under the age of 18 that you could convince me. There's just nothing. Not under 20, really. Actually, it takes a little while that really know how to make a girl squirm when I'm talking about sex, okay? I'm telling you that the feeling that girls get is they really needed me. We like what their face looks like. We like what we think we're giving them, and that they really want us. But let me tell you the difference. A girl who does it before marriage, she wakes up, if you have relations with somebody, sexual relations, you wake up feeling insecure because you're worried. Because how about if he is talking to somebody else? How about if he's looking at somebody else? Then you're thinking, oh no, what does it mean? Because you gave so much. See, women is, men just need a place. Women need a reason, and we give it part of our emotion, part of our spirit goes with it. And I've heard that if you have, I've heard Google this, but a psychiatrist said one time that when they have more than 5 sexual partners, women have a hard time connecting in the future after 5 sexual partners. Now, I don't think we should even get near that number. We should be, but I mean, that would be sad if you lost your ability to connect. But putting that aside, boys aren't that smart enough to know what to do to please you. You're just getting your thrills out of what you think you're giving him. But you'll wake up insecure and worried that he's talking to somebody else. And how about if he is? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? I can't find him. When a girl wakes up from being married, she wakes up the next day, she feels loved, cherished, valued, close, warm and embraced, confident. That's a big difference. Same thing happened. Completely different outcome. So you just have to decide what kind of value you put on yourself, because confidence comes from inside, and confidence comes from valuing yourself also. Now, I want to tell you, I'm an old lady, and I was, 8 years ago, I got divorced, 7, 8 years ago, from Mr. Matt. A very sad time in my life, and I was dating somebody else. I'll just say, his name is Jefferson. He's one of the first people I dated, and if you're watching Jefferson, I hope you remember this, but anyways, he came down here. He's a pilot, and he flew here and got a hotel for 4 days, and we were going to date for 4 days. And the first 3 nights, the first 3 days we were going to the beach. We're doing downtown walks. And he's always telling me, why don't you wear dresses like these other women? And you know that there's one guy for like every 30 single women. I'm like, well, here you are. But it doesn't matter. Okay, what are you trying to say? And then we went to eat at Osteen's, but you have to wait over there on the island because, Osteen's so popular. So we went to this little British pub a couple doors down to wait while they're waiting for our name to be called to eat at Osteen's. And there was 2 women there our age, and he's talking to them, and everything's fine. And I was like, okay, so our last date, we're going to Rising Stars Karaoke in Orlando at Universal Studios. I think Mary Harrington, Dana Tilton, Jacob Tilton, and Craig Harrington. I think he was with us. I don't remember who else was with us. But I told him on the way down, I said, I am not kissing you tonight if you look at one other woman. Now, I don't think he wasn't rude to me. We had fun when he came in. But I'm just saying, I was tired of feeling like, one of many. So, let me tell you how much I really paid off. Because, boy, he kept his eyes like this on me. I was like, dang, I should have done this a few days ago. And in fact, I would back up when he tried to kiss me because I wanted to make sure all of his attention was on me. I did that so much that Dana Tilton sent me a text that said, be careful teasing him so much. And I realized I don't want to tease him because she says that raises a lot of things. And, can you answer for that? And so I was like, and she loves me. And so I believed her. So I gave in to that because I wanted to. And he was giving me all the attention. But I'm just saying, even older men, even old ladies, we have to have our respect, even though we're old. So I decided I would rather have his respect and attention versus me vying for his attention. And after that, I made sure it was like that for dating. So what I want to tell you is make a decision. Do you want to vie for the attention of one guy and be wondering where he's at all the time? Or do you want to be respected and be chased? And be taken to the important things like proms and homecomings and all that kind of stuff. And somebody who wants to spend money on you. What I mean by is actually work to earn, to take you out, to pick you up, to make the plans. That's what happens. So give yourself respect. And you do that with your language. You do that with how you dress. Doesn't mean you dress like a pilgrim. You don't have to dress like an old lady. But you can dress really cute. And I'm telling you what, girls are so easy these days. It's like there's like this pool of easy girls that you actually would look different if you were more modest, because they see that everywhere. You'll look like set apart from the crowd just by being more respected, because girls make it so easy. They're so starved for that attention. And I'm wondering why they're starved for that attention. And that's a whole nother conversation, because I've learned that girls that I watch that don't have fathers in the home or a father influence, they seem to tend to lean towards that more. Not 100%. Listen, I'm just talking in a percentage level. So I noticed that difference too. If you know that, well, your daddies control the self-esteem of the girls, and the women are in charge of the self-esteem of the boys. That's a psychology rule. Girls look to their mothers how to be as women. Boys look to their fathers of how to be men. But as far as how self-esteem, the best thing that a girl can do is be close to her father or a father figure, especially during her teen years, because then she won't be looking for love in all the wrong places. And that's a fact. But anyways, I hope this helped. I didn't get much of my painting done this time. But if y'all ever want to craft, come visit me. And I hope that you go out and prove this theory right. Don't even believe me. Go out and put my theory. It's not even my theory. This is just science. It's just factual. Okay? It's just the truth. Men are easy. My husband just wants me to be happy and provide a service because we're married. They're very simple people. But that's married life. Dating life's different. And you should date. See, the reason why I ask a girl, why don't you date lots of different people? Why do you have to stick with one person? Oh, they'll think I'm a slut. I guess it's because everybody's sleeping with the person they're dating. But if you don't sleep with them, you're not a slut. Just don't sleep around. Say that. Make it important. Because, I don't know if I already said this, but a psychiatrist said that, if somebody's had more than 5 sexual partners, that the women have a harder time connecting in the future. I don't want that for anybody I love. And I want you to know, if you're in Showtime girls are simply just worth the wait. You come from homes that your parents indulge in you, invest time in you, and if you just put it in reality, people watch you perform. You've got it going on. You're the it girl. Why chase after one boy when you can have 5 boys chasing after you? Forget it. Go for the chase. Let them chase you. Let them run. That's in their nature. Okay? And let them be in their nature. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. And I hope this helps talking about boys. See y'all later. Bye.